Hi guys, it's Angela from FFP. This is my first time on video, so give me a break if I'm a little awkward.
What's up guys? This is a quick video and I'm out here in Boca Raton, Florida, where behind me we've got Angela's 2020 Ford Mustang, and this has a slew of performance parts such as one of our very first twin turbo kits and this very first prototype GT500 carbon fiber wing that we're going to be replacing with our Function Factory Performance carbon fiber GT500 track pack wing in version 3 form. The reason why I want to show you guys this before we get started, to show you the contrast of how much development and how far we've come with this wing.
I wanted to show you guys today how to take off the GT500 wing and then put a new one on. So we've got all of our tools and materials here in the back of the trunk. So let's get started so we can show you guys how to do disassembly. So first and foremost, we have our dry carbon fiber wing stands. We already have it pre-assembled for you guys because we wanted to show you just how easy it is. So we're gonna show you guys the disassembly in reverse since we don't necessarily have help or a body stand, but we wanna give you guys the right idea of what you can do here. So you're gonna put your 5mm Allen wrench here to hold this for support. You're gonna go in with your wrench and your 10mm socket. You're gonna wanna hold that really tight. It's a little hard for me because I have these nails, guys, but you can still get it done. Now we're just gonna go ahead. We're gonna repeat the same thing on the other side. This side is definitely gonna be a little trickier. Not much, you're just closer to the wing. You have less room to work with here. Okay, what we're gonna do now, we're gonna go ahead, open the trunk so we can remove the wing stands with our 5mm Allen wrench. So you're gonna wanna go to where the dog bone is located. Okay, once you have that removed enough, you can get it out with your hand. We're gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Now, make sure this doesn't fall onto your car. It does have a little bit of weight to it. Then this is gonna come right off here. There we go.
Show it again, show it, oh.
We got it.
Hold on, you gotta slow down.
After some tough work, almost broke a nail, we got it out. Okay, we're gonna repeat the same exact process on this side. Gonna remove enough to where we can just grab it with our fingers. One more time here, make sure you hold the stand so it doesn't fall onto your car. And it will fall. It's very light, but still, you don't wanna risk that. Okay, now we have it out. There we go.
One thing I want to note, guys, this car has been wrapped, so they did not reinstall the template, which is not the best thing in the world. As you can tell, there's a bunch of grime buildup. So when you do pull off your wing, it's going to have buildup, and you're going to need to use Goo Gone to clean that up, and that's what we're going to do right now. Yeah, don't install your wing without your template because you're going to ruin your paint. And as you can see under the wrap here, it's not the prettiest.
So we want to make sure we get this perfectly nice and clean, guys. You do not want to have any residue or debris or anything like that underneath the wing stand, especially with the template. You want to make sure everything is clean and, you know, tidy how it's supposed to be. You don't want to do a half-assed job. This definitely damaged the wrap. I'm sure the paint as well. Friendly tip, you know, go to a professional shop. Don't be like me. First time for everything, right? Okay, so now that we have the surface all clean and prepared, we are going to line this up. The template, you want to make sure you line this up here with this first dot, and then the rest of it is going to fall into place. Remember, this is sticky, so you do only get one chance. There's very little room for mistake. Nobody's gonna be perfect, but we're gonna try our best here. Try not to touch it, don't get it dirty. We're gonna start with this piece here. It's a little easier for me, guys, considering I have these permanent indentations, but it still shouldn't be too hard. There we go. So we're gonna do the same exact thing to the other side. I've already removed the sticker. We are going to line it up first in this corner here. If you can, before you completely stick it, you can hover it over the top to make sure everything is lining up. You do have a little room to mess around as long as you don't stick it on there too hard. Okay, so it's finally time to install our new carbon fiber wing stands. You want to have your 2 screws, your 5mm Allen wrench, your dog bone. We have our little hardwares here already. You want to take this, line it up. You want to have your dog bone with the sharp side facing towards the inner of the car. You want to line that up there. Make sure it's perfect. Okay, so for our dog bone screws, we are actually going to use a 4mm wrench. And I did also want to mention that with these new carbon fiber wing stands, the hardware is a lot more upgraded. It's top notch, it's the best you can get. So what we're gonna do, we have these screwed in. We do have 1 screw in here. I want to warn you guys, be very careful. It is easy to drop the screw into here. And when that happens, you're pretty much not getting it back unless you are very lucky. So you want to go ahead, you want to tighten that all the way. Okay guys, so we are going to go in with our 4mm Allen wrench now to screw down our dog bone. You do want to make sure that the correct side is facing in. It's really easy to get it mixed up and you don't want to, do this wrong. So make sure that yours looks exactly how this looks. You want to hold it down, put your fingers on the stand and the dog bone so you can make sure it's all the way down. You want to tighten these as much as you can. You do not want your wing flying off. I would know, I've had some parts fly off in the past. It's not fun. Okay, this one's all tight. Okay. All right, now we are just repeating the same process of tightening our screws here on the driver's side.
So again, guys, we have Bob's tools here. You guys should be using a socket set. Be using a socket Allen, not one of these pile of shit, to be honest. But we out here, we doing the thing. We're trying to make some content for you guys. Angela's first time.
All right.
A big thing to note about the carbon stands versus the metal and the plastic stands that we have, you're gonna wanna shake these to see if it is loose, because you gotta see if there's play in the stand. Because these are, they're pretty darn good, but they're not exactly the exact shape of this. So it's gonna have to conform and use, you're gonna have to add some tension to this dog bone here. So it's gonna pop and crack, but you're gonna need to shake this to make sure you pull any tension that's building up here. So I did pull it a couple times, and then I'm giving it just a couple more turns here. And again, guys, this is carbon fiber, so we don't want to go too crazy on this. But she's in there. We're going to check the driver's side now. And if you guys are, really, anal retentive about this stuff like I am, use Loctite. Use Loctite, some blue Loctite in this stuff, and you'll never need to worry about that. That one's good. All right, we're going to go ahead and get the wing foil. It's getting late. We lost the light. Angela's first video, so I told her it's going to take a long time. So last step is just to get the foil on, and we're just going to reverse the process. All right, guys, for the sake of time, I'm just going to get the wing started, and then I'll have Angela wrap up the other bolts, but I'm going to put the first 2 bolts in and get it started. So there we got it. This is our version 3 wing here. So you can tell the stands are integrated. So that's one whole piece of carbon. This is dry carbon made with a CNC mold. So every one of them are the exact same. This is not a wet version. This is the big mamma jamma. This is the real deal. All right, guys, so as you can tell, it's pretty late in the day. It took us about 3 hours to get this darn thing on, just going through the trivials of filming. And admittedly, we should have put the wing stands on, before putting the wing on, but we just didn't have a proper, body stand or somewhere, kind of protective to do it. So we just did it on the car. I'll get nice and close here after Angela's done tightening that screw, and I'll show you how you should be putting the washers and screws on. And like she said, I do pre-assemble these myself, so please try not to mess up the washer order. I'm gonna get extremely close to the wing, and she's gonna use the iPhone light. All right, we're pretty darn close to the wing here, so I'll just point it out. We've got our nut cap here, and then we have a washer right here, and then a washer in between the wing stand and the wing foil itself, and then there's no washer here. You're gonna wanna point your end cap, your nut cap always inward this way, and then this is gonna be on the outside of your wing stand. I don't know how long you guys have been watching my videos, but if you remember Alan, he had a debate about washers. There is a rounded side and a flat side. You wanna put the rounded side against the wing stand and make sure you have the flat side so that the nut has a flat surface to be tightened down on.
Okay guys, we are finally finished. This took us a lot longer than we anticipated. If you are planning to do this at home or wherever that's not a shop, definitely make sure you have a buddy to help. Especially if it's like a first time install, you are definitely gonna need help. I know I did. Huge shout out to Function Factory. As always, they have supported the build since day one, especially Charles. It looks amazing. I'm obsessed. It is so much better than the last wing, especially the carbon stands really tie it all together perfectly. We also put it in, as Charles calls, attack mode, so it is a little higher stanced up, so it gives that really aggressive effect. It does also create more downforce, which is what you want for the track. I haven't tracked it yet. I do plan on it with Charles' help, but you know, it's gonna be really exciting, and I hope you guys enjoyed.